Ugh. Really thinking about this one.
Yep.
Because the thing is, I think they want to pick Winter Wyvern, but you definitely can't show. Yeah, you have to go with one of your cores. And, yeah.
The troll, we've seen, well, we haven't seen, but there has been a troll played by Secret already. Nisha was able to crush it.
And it's like, I mean, it's not exactly the same as a Drow by any means, but it is a hero that pushes. You're an objective taker, you've got your Shadow Shaman, so they're already looking to set the tempo.
And he can survive Nyx Assassin ganks.
Yes.
Yes, he
and
can.
It's just hard to gank troll in general, because whirling axes, and he plays pretty much the same place as the Drow, like, goes to the jungle eventually, hits a lane, and your ulti is pretty good.
Yep, you can either just, you're pretty tanky, so you can stay alive for a little bit, and then even if you are about to die, you can hit your ulti, which is all giving time for your team to come in and help you, if need be, or if you are in trouble.
I've been waiting for people, like, I know this is, like, really unlikely, and it doesn't really happen, but I've been waiting for people to pick the axe versus the troll, like, people to just dunk
one
it.
axe, man. I don't think it was versus the troll, it was Boxy when God, like 11 minutes on it. I think the thing, we're going to talk about axe, even though he's not in this game. He starts with negative armor. You can't play a hero who starts with negative armor. It just, well, they did, and they won, but I don't know. That was always, how do you have negative armor? Your axe, look at your armor, but whatever. I digress.
So, Nyx Bane.
Very open with both.
I guess they could flex, technically still the Nyx Assassin, but you're more than likely you'd have.
I mean, you got a nice control. I mean, if troll, or nice, control for the troll, because if you just Nightmare him when he does his ultimate, that's really nice. You just let him be. However, on the lanes, aren't these quite tricky to work with?
Bane's just always good in lane.
Yeah.
Bane plus 1 will almost always win a lane. And I think in Feeble, actually, I've been seeing people, EPD did it, he goes 4-2-1. He maxes in Feeble, so everyone else just like destroy, like versus Troll. I think it's actually really good. I'll be curious.
And that actually sounds pretty good, because like a lot of the time the brain sap, it's like the laning phase is already done, right? So you already have your couple points in it that are really dominant. I mean, in Feeble, the status resistance thing is also insane. Your stuns, everybody's disables last super long. So it is really cool.
Like, I actually do think in Feeble is a decent counter Troll, because there's no real carry, right? When you think about, like, Troll counters all the melee carries, like, who counters Troll himself? And, well, just don't make it a core, do it support.
Yep. Looking for the last ban on Keen, we're looking for some core bans, and despite Naga, of course, not really getting off the ground previous game, they're still taking the effort to remove it here against Liquid.
Even though you know how it's going to play, it can't just, like, if... Say the other 4 just take over a game, Naga's just going to win the game, and it's going to be the most boring game you've ever played on the other side, and you're not going to be happy.
I also think in the last game too, Keen, they had this lane that can pressure, right? Like even the Naga Siren was getting some kills and whatnot, but she was still getting like hit and pressured by this NP the whole time. Right now,
I love this ABBA. I usually do not like ABBA, but ABBA versus Bane, I think it just, I understand how it works in lane, but I think versus Bane is better. As you said, you just sleep or grip. Abba's the best. Hey, here's a shield now. You're not slept or gripped. I think that was actually really, really good.
It was like, I mean, it wasn't super popular, but when people were picking like these Bane Maranas, you'd see these Abaddis creep through a lot. And then they just, you just remove everything from it. So I do think that's quite strong to protect.
And you can't, like, you have a Bane Nyx already, so they know they're not going versus tri-lane. You can't tri-lane those 2 heroes.
And we were talking about Dark, right? Yeah. Dark plays, he's a healer. That's his role.
This
is a healer. He's got his save.
He loves
He loves his Wyverns, his Oracles, any of these type of heroes. This is another one just like that.
Yeah, and I think he's very comfortable in that. One thing that is perhaps a little bit of a surprise for him, well, probably not, but Nyx Assassin of course has breaks, so you gotta press your ultimate yourself if you don't want to die, which is sometimes can catch people off guard. I'm imagining that on a player the level of Dark won't, but just something to keep in mind.
Sometimes you're looking at somewhere else on the map. You're the 5, you're the shot caller. It does happen.
Fuck.
Teamfight control.
Is that an off lane?
I assume. Once again, it's just another decent hero. Troll, like, it's not a direct counter, but it is very good at just holding him in. If he ultis runs out, hey, all right.
Coil snaps. He pretty much like always will coil snap. If he pops ult, he'll always coil snap. He just chases, so.
I think
high magic damage is always something I like to have when you see a troll wall or 2. So Puck at least will be able to give you that as on top.
Does shield get rid of Dream Coil? That is at least something that they have against that.
But you can remove the Dream Coil stun afterwards, so if he does pop ult and run out of it, you can shield him and then...
But it actually does a lot of damage now too.
It does a lot of damage now.
But it still won't kill him if he's in his ult.
Exactly,
Alright. So you got to take. Okay, well, there's some timing that needs to be kept in mind. It's like, when do I?
I'm excited to see.
But you know that enfeeble plus a coil snap. That coil snap, it's gonna last
40 seconds. Like, you're just there for the rest of the game. They just end it while you're stunned.
To be honest, if there's just so many things that Abaddon needs to shield off, at least one of them will go through. You know.
That is the thing, just overwhelm him, honestly.
Yeah. It's also shield cast range is pretty small.
Yes.
Puck, you're gonna. I mean, if the Abaddon isn't in like a perfect position, also or in like a good position, you can get the silence off to hit him a lot of the times too, which would be pretty annoying because you can't ult to remove that or anything. You actually just are silenced for that duration of it.
Gotta wait it out.
It is. It's like we talked about with Dazzle, right? Like the Grave getting nerfed the same. I mean, the shield's been nerfed like this for a while, but people still find a way around it. I'm just curious to see how he lanes. I assume it's just miscoil spam again, but maybe people have like changed it up after seeing it do so poorly before. I'm not sure.
I think it's just gonna be.
It's just gonna be miscoil spam. I'm trying. Please do something else.
Miscoil till you die once, then TP back, and then you've already out regen lane that you're probably opposed against.
That's the biggest thing too. You can just bring your people regen, like the other person in your lane, right? You bring them all as items, so you just have 2 Wraith Bands while the off laner has 500 gold and can't spend it.
Yeah, you pretty much have your second courier in a way.
So nice.
Looks like another. I mean, this is push tempo. I think this is a way to read the map because I think if I'm looking at Liquid right now, they want to be looking for pickoffs. If they don't want Keen to group up, so I think this Beastmaster can keep track of that. Like when I see Bane and Nyx, right? These heroes are not really team fighters. They're the heroes that want to go around and catch people off guard and get information. Yeah,
I agree. Also, they needed with Liquid having Nyx Assassin, right? You have the vision game on lock, and now you have the one hero who can almost counter him, right? If you send a Hawk somewhere and he ults under it, guess what? You're going to be waiting on a hill with a sentry and see you later. Sentry wards, I still think they're busted. The fact how long they last now, it's...
The AoE for me feels super large too. I don't know. Sentries definitely feel...
Very good.
I can't complain as a support. Back in the day when I used to buy like these things,
2 minutes long.
200 gold sentry that lasted like 2 minutes and had like no AoE.
It's true.
It is much more quality of life now for majority of support.
But this Abba is going to be happy. I wonder if they're leaving it boots. See, this might just be Windlace and buy a million sentries, honestly. We saw that.
Definitely possible. It's like the Abaddon and the Undyings are the no boot heroes.
Yep.
So which cores are able to deal with an Abaddon on lane? Because Abaddon on lane is pretty annoying for us. Which cores can deal with that?
That's a tough thing. You need someone who can do Morphling.
Is Morphling a good answer?
I think that might go to the... Yeah, I think it's decent. At least it's not a melee hero. Like, the troll can't just beat you down, but it's still going to be rough, right? He's just going to range attack you and do stuff. But you're not as afraid of the miscoil as other heroes.
You don't really have a great target to turn into right now, right?
I mean,
you can turn into a Abaddon and shield.
I was about to say, Abba's not bad.
That's pretty good.
But like sometimes we see like the steroid, the black cannon, the Arctic bird.
Yeah, nothing yet.
Wait, do you build up beaver stacks and do you keep them if you're turning into a troll? You can do the whirling axes.
Something I've not done myself. That's a good question.
There's a couple of those that don't work. Shadow Fiend doesn't. I'm not sure if that one works, but
I think it is it's really good with the Abba. You actually you get your own shield.
Yeah.
Real nice.
Or you get your own control if you hex someone as a Shadow Shaman.
Yep.
He just has to watch out for Shadow Shaman. That's the big scares. I've seen people actually they pick that Shadow Shaman versus Morphling a lot of times to counter him.
Just Aether Lens hide in the jungle somewhere. You always get hex off from fog.
I wonder if Keen's gonna look for something like just a burst, like a Lina. We saw the Lina versus Morphling, but he's versus Nyx and Puck actually.
I mean, if you're looking for people to turn into, I think Lina is a quite nice one as Morphling, right? As well.
Yeah, if you want to, you could take that talent too and do that.
Oh, you're thinking of for Liquid.
I was doing both. I was doing both. I think Bog was on the same page as you. I was doing both. Well, there's the Lone Druid. I thought we would see it a little bit more this game.
The combo. We've got Puck Lone Druid, Savage Roar plus Coil.
Yep.
That is nice.
There's a hero that can take out the Shadow Shaman wards too from a distance. Your bear plus your hero. Not caring too much.
And the Roar does override the Battle Trance from Troll, right? No, the Battle Trance, but his ult.
5 seconds remaining.
A damn good question, Chief.
But you have, if you already pop your ultimate and then you roar, I think Troll runs away.
Oh, okay.
I am not sure. That's why I'm looking towards
gotta test out.
I'm sure that Capitalist and Blitz heard our question and will be able to provide you an answer.
The DK, okay. Someone to group up around. That's the thing, right? Both last heroes, you had DK and a Lone Druid. You want to group up somewhere. If you win the early game, you just get behind a DK, you get behind a Lone Druid.
I mean, Kane's just looking to go for these like push strats. Look at this again. They've got a draft that can easily look to close a game between 20 and 25 minutes, and also they can scale. They've got a Dragon Knight and Troll War. These heroes do get pretty strong, but Liquid this time they do have a Morphling, which is pretty scary. That's one of those super scalers.
Yeah. I do think they have to win the early game, though. If Liquid just loses all 3 lanes, I mean, you could say that about any team, but I think Liquid actually has to win 2 of their lanes. I have a feeling if you come out of the laning phase losing as a Lone Druid Morphling, you will just get run over by this lineup. And
does it matter which one of the 3 lanes win or lose?
I mean, Morphling or Lone Druid has to farm. You either have to have that Radiance timing or Morphling being 5k up. Like, you need the Radiance or that.
Okay.
I think you probably want to secure Matumba, his lane, I think, in a game like this, because I think Radiance is a super big deal.
Does that mean from the way I hear you talk that you feel like Keen has the easier to execute lineup again and Liquid just has a lot of pressure behind them?
Yep, I think this third pick, Abba, I don't think it stumped Liquid, but they're like, oh yeah, that is a hero that is going to take off almost every stun and dominate the lane. I really like Keen's draft again.
Yeah, I do too. It's quick, it's fast-paced. I think Liquid is more of like on the greedy side.
All right, well, we've already seen game number 1 and how that went for Keen when our analyst backed them up, and we're going to find out if Liquid can be more successful here in the second game of this best of 3 series. So let's head over to that game, shall we? It is over to our commentary team of Capitalist and Blitz.
Prepare for battle.
That's right, welcome back to Game 2 of Keen versus Liquid. Game 1 was a pretty exciting back and forth affair between these two teams until it abruptly all ended from a pretty critical mistake made by Liquid. They can't afford that against those Dro lineups. Once again, Keen are echoing a bit of Game 1 with a pretty heavy push strategy. This one is not going to be perhaps as fast-paced as a Dro lineup, but with a DK, Beastmaster, and Troll, feels like if Liquid make one too many errors like they did last game, this could end just as abruptly.
Dude, I love Keen. Let me just say it. Like, these guys are just so fun to watch. This is not like the old China thing where it's like, we're gonna play the high ground. Like, we're gonna run at you and decisively try to end the game because that's what we do. We're better than you. We're straight up just gonna beat you.
I mean, one of the best plays they made, you said, this is what Yi likes to do. He likes to go high ground and force the enemy team back. He likes to go for that tier 3, he likes to go for the racks. And that play resulted in a tier 3 and a melee racks, which was, I think, pretty important for that game state.
It really was. And it's that decisiveness to just go for it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they lost heroes, but I like that they just trust themselves and believe, like, this will be a good trade.
And we talked about how, like, maybe it was a mistake going for the tier 2 over the Roshan, but at the end of the day, they still made a decisive play, played fast, played for, an objective in that tier 2.
Yeah. It's only been one game, and, Liquid did have promising moments, but, like, for me anyways, like, for me to consider them a tier 1 team, I need them to win this series decisively. Yeah. You need to pick it up starting right now. You need to win the next 2 games. You need to look good doing it. You're supposed to be better than Keen, who is like the most up-and-coming team, but still, like, we give so much credit to the name at this point, I think more than the results.
Yeah, the legacy of Liquid rather than their current status. Did you have Liquid beating Keen here in this series?
I did not. I think after the draft too, I told you that I thought Keen was going to win. I saw a lot of people say that I was biased towards Liquid, but I thought that Keen was going to win. That is what happened.
Yep.
I think they're going to 2-0 this, as crazy as that sounds.
I will tell you that I had Keen over.
Yeah, I think that has more to do with how Keen has looked, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Like, they're just a good team right now. This mid matchup, though, we'll see how it goes. Dragon Knight versus DK. Let me just say I said Dragon Knight versus DK. DK versus Morphling. Morphling loves playing against everyone mid. Let's just get that out of the way. Against maybe like Skywrath, it's kind of annoying.
Okay.
But you just kind of out-regen and out-hit everybody.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because you think you're about to kill him? Nope. He gotcha.
What do you need to counter the mid morph? Besides, like, really weird heroes like Sky. Do you want, like,
I mean, the DK
positions that gank your mid lane?
I feel like conceptually, like, the DK shouldn't be doing this well. So if you think about it, his base damage is lower, but I guess he can kind of solve that with spamming out mangoes.
Yeah. Breathe Fire being a percentage-based reduction in damage just means, yeah, he can go more agility and kind of cover that loss of damage, but it also means he's losing more of his damage because of percentage.
Yeah, you would think, though, that it just sort of evens out the matchup.
Yeah.
But no, he's doing incredibly well for himself as...
Well, maybe it's just, maybe it's the Yi factor.
It could be.
It's no longer the Sumail factor, it's the Yi factor.
This guy did not... what was that stat? He was like, he averaged a kill every like 4 minutes.
Oh yeah, by like 6 minutes, he always had a kill pretty much. They are going to be able to pick up the first blood. That's going to be Liquid. Matama Man, who will secure it on his signature Lone Druid. Keen, you do not want to be giving an early advantage to Matama Man Lone Druid, that's for sure.
Matu said yesterday, he was like, I played against Ember versus Lone Druid and I lost. He's like, I never lose that matchup. And this guy, like, he needs to hit that extra gear, I feel, for Liquid.
What is that in the context of him saying Lone Druid's bad, or
no, he's supposed to win that matchup?
Yeah. And so Matama Man's just not feeling himself right now?
Maybe, but I think what I read somebody say, like, the strength of Liquid's always been their versatility of being able to, like, give you different looks every game to make it very hard to draft against, because you can have Matu playing these, like, Space Creators mid, and then you can play these Space Creators safe lane, whereas like Miracle can take more of a hard carry role mid. That's exactly what they've done. They switched things up for game number 2, which I do like. You know, give them lots of looks. I love that concept. Like, just have the enemy team guessing with what you're gonna do, and give Matu. I mean, you gave him Lone Druid, which is like one of his best heroes. Everyone knows about.
Girl, Bane used to be one of the greatest one-on-one heroes. Nobody could beat him, but old Shadow Shaman rolls up with 82 base damage right now.
You're wrong, son.
That is actually, I actually detest. That is one of the biggest things I hate about Dota right now. Shadow Shaman's base. Unbelievable. Like that hero should have like 400 health if he's gonna show up to lane with 72 damage.
No, instead he's got 800 almost.
Yeah.
Everyone's tanky though.
Is wild. Old Chicken is going to take a lot of damage. Immediately healed up by Dark. Dark is very low on the side. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they're also going on to Kuro. Dark is just one hit away. He's going to die to the range creep. He does save Old Chicken's life, but Old Chicken is not able to get the return kill on GH, whose high armor and base regen is allowing him to stay in this fight. Look at him. He's going to challenge him and go for another impale. They're going to follow up with the gun, and that may be enough until Dark comes back in once again. And Mind Control, he's going to be in trouble with the melee form. If they actually get some sort of ensnare here, or even just a little bit of damage with the pop shield going off, they might be able to catch him. That's why Mind Control's trying to hide inside of the trees as much as possible. Old Chicken's gone through trees, almost gets him, and the explosion. Oh, he's alive! Now the base shift as well, but the miscoil will catch him. Dark gets both the Nyx Assassin as well as Mind Control. He may have died to a range creep, but he comes back, making that death look real good.
Man, the timing of that was absolutely frame perfect for him to be able to save the Troll Warlord and turn that around for him. Ooh.
This is why that's Abaddon is such a hard hero to deal with in the laning phase.
He's so annoying.
It's about the outreach and it's about the turnaround potential like that.
He got level 4 because of that too.
Oh, that is...
And mid lane, GH, gonna prep, hits the stun.
I mean, is this really a gank or is this securing Miracle 1 CS? I'm not sure what GH is supposed to be doing.
That.
I guess so.
He did exactly what he wanted to. As GH is gonna stumble upon an Invis rune. It's like he wants to head back towards middle lane. Miracle's picking it, and GH is Invis. He's gonna prep the stun.
Oh, this
does hit.
Turning into a potential good gank here, especially with Kuro coming in with the extra pure damage of the Brain Sap, and then the follow-up of the waveform. It's actually GH who claims the kill instead of Miracle this time around.
Oh, he's keeping the catapult alive too. This is so smart.
This is good.
And so as a result, he's gonna say, well, I'll just go then. You're not gonna do this to me. Not like this.
So you think that timing was based on DK getting level 6?
Yeah. I think they understood that he was gonna pop the ulti and try to get Miracle harass down and get like 3 or 4 hits onto the tower, but they very smartly read that. And that's how like successful ganks work, is reading what the next move is going to be.
Oh, they're actually going to try and go for the bear kill. That's why Matumba Man goes for the Savage Roar off. A nice double stun out from GH. It's not enough to win this fight, though. The boars almost killed a bear. It's an animal fight between Keen and Liquid right now, but now maybe the Beastmaster had stumbled a bit too far forward trying to chase out GH. No longer has those boards to rely upon. That's why Kuro is going to come in, sleep up one, and then they do manage to get the entangle onto the Beastmaster, quickly saved by Dark, but still, Old 11 needs more help, and these miscoils, they're keeping Old 11 alive, but they may not just have enough. Kuro has another round of Brain Saps, another round of miscoils, though, to be able to offset things, and they will be able to keep Old 11 alive. But now Kaka, we just saved one person, and Kaka just stumbles in and says, well, you didn't get the Beastmaster, have me instead.
And I mean, Kaka, everyone was gone. Like,
yeah, like they were safe.
He went back in melee range, cast his Ether Shock, and was like, it's time to battle. I mean, I respect it. I don't understand it, but I don't need to. And so far, Liquid off to a much better start in game number 2 against this strategy.
Up 5-2, and a slight net worth lead as well. Yeah. Only reason they're not farther up is both the Dragonite as well as the Beastmaster have won their lanes when it comes to CS. Not by a ton, but
up lane,
small margin. Silence, Old Chicken turning. He does have his ultimate in any time, and he's got, more importantly, Kaka to be able to come in and provide some disables. Kaka does not take the bait there. Doesn't throw the shackles on the Nyx Assassin during that spike carapace, so. But he doesn't have a tree to be able to eat through that. Uh-oh, he needs the help. He's currently stuck. Mind Control read that situation. They're going to go for the kill on Kaka, and they're going to have it too. Old Chicken, they're going to try and kite him around as best as possible. Old Chicken knows not to chase Mind Control here. He did that once before and almost lost his life for it.
Oh man, Kaka's getting outplayed pretty hard right now. He goes bottom, dies. TP's top, immediately dies. Not having the easiest of starts, as Old Chicken does not want to be in the creep wave. Mind Control. Gonna throw out the orb. He's got the 2 levels of the Waning Rift. Has entirely skipped his ult.
Liquid is just moving both their supports around. We have that gank in mid. Now both supports are at the top lane pressuring this troll, and it seems like Keen's heroes are not super well adapted to deal with this.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a very good job so far with the support.
Okay, there's going to be the Hex into Shackles, making sure to overlap the disables just a little bit to make sure he can't get out.
The double stun again!
With a beautiful impale. Old Chicken walking ahead of GH, and GH gets the opportunity to be able to TP away.
Kaka! I think he just had Hex come up.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, again, they're trying to kill this bear, but Matumba Man gets off the primal, and that's going to be it.
33 HP.
Resummon, that'll be okay.
It had 33 HP. 1 bear has been killed, but not 2. 600 gold.
They have definitely done enough damage to almost kill 2 other bears, but Matumba Man has done a good job of keeping it alive long enough to be able to go for the swap out. Old Chicken gonna be hunted down once again. They did not create enough space for him to own this lane, it seems, as Liquid are not scared of going for this. Old Chicken is gonna pop this ultimate here, and they're just gonna kite him around as best as possible with the disables and eventually finish him off. That's my carapace. Also helps get the stun. And now Kaka, not again, man. Another situation where it's pretty clear which way the battle has gone, and he still stumbles in at the last second and feeds away another kill. Liquid now, a gank onto Yi in mid lane, who's trying to pressure that mid tower as we were talking about earlier. They don't have the mana for an Aphotic Shield. Dark won't be able to save Yi. A great gank there from Matumba Man showing up in the mid lane, and Miracle sets him up with the waveform bump back.
Very, very well done. And now they're all gonna coalesce onto this mid lane, take that tower. I really like that move from Matumba Man. He's like, well, I'll just bring my bear over.
Yeah.
I don't really need to be bottom anymore. They put pressure on me. I'll just grab a tower instead. We got the kill. I mean, this is really good movement now from the team. And this is why I personally just kind of like when they switch things up. Like, Matumba Man, I think, is a much more active tower taker, or like that's the role he likes to play. Yeah. It's a lot cooler when he can come from the safe lane in. As they're even going to pick up another kill.
Look at this.
Taka is just getting...
Wait, what is this lone druid? Who is this guy? How many times you've seen a lone druid successfully go gank mid, then he runs back to bottom, gets one kill, almost gets a second one, but there's going to be the Batten. Saves the Beastmaster twice in a row here. But this is heavy rotations and still a loss for Keen Gaming.
Matama Man playing that like no tails sort of style of Dota / aggressive, where he just moves around, takes towers with his team, gonna be aggressive. I mean, your bear is really strong. Just let it frontline. You can grab these towers, get aggressive on the map. Now they've taken out all but one of these tier 1 towers, and that's why Liquid have all formed up towards this bottom lane. I think they really sense their strength at this point, and they just kind of want to mow them down together.
They would be right a 4,000 net worth lead right now. They could just kind of four-man around the map, and Miracle, he's afraid of nobody on the side of Keen right now. Very similar to how the Medusa felt in game 1 for Keen. They've got this core that can just kind of sit forward and do what he wants, and there isn't enough farm on the side of Keen to be able to stop him. We'll have some answers a little bit later on with some stronger initiation, blink daggers and ether lenses, but for now, just outside the laning phase, those very core items are out of reach for Keen. They will be able to defend their offlane tower though. Rotate Yi down here. He's got his ultimate too, so maybe it's going to be Keen who are going to try and pressure a tower. It is going to be a rather bold move though.
They do have the DPO. I think they also want to be aggressive on this.
Yeah.
You can't just allow Liquid to take all the tier 1s with this lone druid.
And if they do manage to take it, it'll be the very first tower for Keen Gaming. But it's a long way to go. That tower is very healthy. They're going to go for the Nyx Assassin here. Pop forward. Immediately got stunned by the Dragon Knight.
But they've created space for Miracle. He's had this entire time to just push out this mid lane, like 3 different waves.
Same goes for Mind Control at the top lane.
Yeah, I mean, their cores are still doing very well, and that's the important part here. That's what you like to see. If you are a fan of Liquid, cores are doing well, everybody's getting good farm. We said they needed a game dominant. I should say, even though I speak for both of us in our casting pair, I wanted a game dominant game number 2 out of Liquid, dominant game number 3. So far, so good. This is a very successful game for them, as they're just going to take a free tier 2 trade. They're going to take the mid one, which I think is much harder to get.
Yeah.
That opens up so much space for you on the map. And now if Mind Control takes this tier 2 tower up at top, Roshan is always free for you. And that's... Look at Matama Man again, making the rotation up.
He saw that. He was like, Mind Control's already done all the hard work for me. I'll just show up, take this tier 2. Yes, Kuro dies for it. I think Kuro was probably going for some sort of interception or, see if he could stop TPs or something. So he kind of feeds away his life knowingly.
Had a much better game too. Very good rotations. Every time he rotates, they take a tower.
Yeah.
10-4 is the score. Of course, he's not even close to out of this game. They do have very good heroes that find around Roshan.
And they have a slower lineup than they had in game 1, right?
And everything is slower than that lineup.
Yeah, that's true.
Even though they had Dusa, it was like they had NP Dro.
Yeah.
Like they were gonna fight. They had NP Dro Shaman.
This lineup has a Beastmaster, which is naturally a pretty slow hero.
Because he needs farm.
That doesn't really come online. Like, he's good for the laning phase because the boars, but then you need Necronomicon 3. You kind of want Medallion Solar Crest. You also want Blink Dagger at some point. Like, that's a lot of items. Meanwhile, Furion, we saw level 11, the way he played. He was just like, I've got an Orchid, let's go. He just ran around.
I think once you get Radiance on Bear, this game becomes very hard for Kaka to play, especially.
Yeah.
I say Kaka to play, but like even the bad doesn't want to play against it is.
Old 11 gets caught. That's going to be coiled to make sure there is nowhere for him to run to. Oh, Old 11 is actually going to be saved here by the Aphonic Shield Miscoil, and Liquid wisely do not overdive. That was well played by them to be able to do that. Meanwhile, top lane, look at this. It's Miracle doing battle right now with Old Chicken. Old Chicken does successfully manage to repel Miracle, but not before a significant amount of damage was done to that tier 3 already. On the brink of 50% HP on a tier 3 at 16 minutes. That is... It's nothing to shake off for Keen. They've got a little bit worried about that.
Yeah. I mean, their strategy right now is just like, well, we have to
They
guard
really
Miracle.
needed to be able to catch him a top of man here, but they're not going to have the disables. They're going to get the bear kill instead.
Nice. They needed to get something out of that, but I think killing Miracle right now is just a tough proposition with the heroes that they have and the cores that they have. Unless they get the Beastmaster roar onto him, but he's not really... He's playing on whatever the opposite side of the map that the Beastmaster's going. So it's just hard for them to get on top of him. And Liquid, the really smart thing that they're doing is every single time they see somebody split push, they immediately go take a fight.
Yeah.
So you can't just send one hero up there. At worst, it's a 4-on-4 for them. So they're trying to play the numbers game. Just a good overall, like, conceptually, I think it's very intelligent.
Smoke up from Liquid, just as you say, you know, they try and take a fight whenever they see somebody split pushing. The Dragon Knight shows himself top lane. Immediately, Liquid go for the smoke, push out, see if they can catch anybody at this point in time. Old Chicken would be nice, but he just ducks away into the trees, into the darkness, and Liquid do not feel compelled to chase him further. This time it's Keen's opportunity to go for that pick off. They're going to run into Miracle. Doesn't manage to get a Primal Roar. There is still going to be the Shadow Shaman trying to cut him off, but Kaka does not get the angle or the distance to be able to get that disable off. So Miracle will survive. Both cores barely getting away with their life intact.
Kaka's just had the roughest of times. Let me just click this man and tell you guys that he is 0-6-1.
Dyer's bottom
Ooh,
tower
This
is
is
under
your
attack.
4th position
Dyer's
highest amount of deaths at 18 minutes on any hero this event. It's been like 4 games, but Keen's #1 at something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Impale, follow-up disable from Yi, going straight for the Nyx Assassin, trying to blow him up as quick as possible. They get all the disables chained up so he doesn't manage to get off his spike carapace, and that Dream Coil will
they
do
used,
little to be able to stop Keen here.
they got the roar off, but it was in fact blocked by Miracle's Lincoln Sphere.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was wondering where it went.
Lincoln's already before 20-minute mark, and they take the tier 1, yes, and that's important, but Matumba Man had plenty of space there, takes the tier 2, doesn't push for the high ground, surprisingly. Instead, he's going to come back and try and find. And this could be a big one as Miracle comes in, immediately blows up Kaka, has the Serpent Ward surrounding him, but with Matumba Man leading the charge here with the bear, there is no way for Keen to be able to turn around and do anything to Miracle whatsoever. They throw the Necronomicon on him, it burns some mana, but it doesn't really threaten Miracle that much.
Kaka, my guy. Oh, buddy. 0-7-2. His life's not getting easier. They're about to hit a Radiance timing on this lone Druid.
This is not going to be a happy Shadow Shaman.
Let me just guess that this is the most deaths at this event by 20 minutes. I'll just
Highest amount of events at 19 minutes.
keep the timer going up, JJ. Let the people know.
Oh, the Levy gets picked off. Old Chicken. Well, they're playing on the high ground. The Miscoil, or the Coil's not going to do a whole lot here unless Old Chicken gets bursted down before he gets off his ultimate. He barely gets it off, though. He's going to be going straight for GH. Gets that one kill, already back up to half HP, thanks in part to Dark. Dark immediately removes the disable that was put on the Kaka so he can charge forward and see if he can get some hex on somebody. He goes for Miracle. Does manage to get through that Lincoln's and gets a disable, but he's already morphed into strength. They quickly stun up the bear to make sure that Kaka is going to get out without another death by 20 minutes, but instead it's going to be Dark. Quickly blown up by Miracle's shotgun. 6,000 net worth lead now for Liquid. Very crisp, clean game for them. As they go from a pretty good laning phase to some very dominant rotations, and now continue to just roll on through with great team fights.
Yeah, this is gonna force Keen to feel like they need to go for a smoke, but Liquid, they've got the
Run at
Radiance.
GH, they don't get close enough for the dust. It didn't hit GH.
And look down, they're just gonna get a free Aegis out of this potentially. If they don't respond right now.
He gets the courier, he's getting away, and
This
they're not
is-
going to the Roshan pit either.
Oh no, Cap.
Not only does GH get the courier, box this space for the Roshan, he's also gonna get away with his life intact somehow.
That was
Look at him just staring.
insane amount.
He's like, at this point, he's like, I see Roshan's dead. My team's gonna back me up. Go on me, I dare you. I've got the Spike Carrot base. You're gonna be able to get the Impale on the Shadow Shaman. That's gonna be Kaka dead again before 22 minutes, and Keen rolling on out to their base. They just have to play high ground defense from here on out, it seems.
Is it really a high ground defense? Because they're just going to go for it right now. And Keen don't really have the best ways to stop this. They only have level 1 wild axes. They've already been raxed. Okay, you got to do something about this.
Stun goes out, but Miracle playing as the so much himself. He's got an Aphotic Shield he can throw on anybody that gets disabled. The bear is just slowly but surely going to be able to rip apart this melee Rax, but they do see the opportunity to be able to go on the next assassin. They follow this up. The bear's going to die here. A big roll in from Miracle. As the Aphotic Shield on him does a lot amount of burst damage. That's going to be Kaka dead, but Old Chicken does manage to get off his ultimate. That's where the sleep comes in to be able to slow up those disables. Miracle goes full agility almost and just lays damage into the Beastmaster. Chases after the troll, gets him too. That's the full Agi morph. Yi doesn't even bother turning around and trying to address the Morphling. He needs to go for these other kills, and that's why he tries to get the puck, but the Nightmare, he managed to get mind control out of there. He jumps over to his orb. Oh no, he actually does die. Doesn't get to his orb in time, but still, it is winning this engagement. His Miracle just completely goes for any hero that shows up. He knows nothing can stop him at this point. He's not going to be able to make it out. Miracle shows up, takes that kill. That's going to be ultra kill for him. Keen do not have a buyback on the DK or the Abaddon.
With the Lincolns, he's so unafraid of anything.
Yeah.
He's got the Aegis, but he's never in danger of losing it. So he just full Agi morphs, 3 shots everybody. Nobody can really stand against the might of this Morphling. Once they took that mid tower, and that was the big move by Matama Man to the mid tower, he completely freed up the game.
Yeah.
For Miracle.
I mean, Matama Man took so many towers with his rotation.
Yeah.
The mid move, but then on top of that, we have he went mid tier 2 and then up to top tier 2. Like, that was a really efficient trade-off as well.
For sure. And this is what you need, is you need this guy to come online to take towers, and that's why they took, for people that are confused, this is what last game was supposed to look like, where he rolls, he takes your towers, he creates space for Miracle in the jungle as a result. Miracle gets to do his Miracle thing where he's like, well, I'm going to outskill you in like 3 minutes. I'm going to get farm, and that's the thing about this guy is, like, he's very item dependent in a way. Because once he gets items, Miracle just plays really fearlessly, runs at you non-stop. This is exactly
just like that. He can blow up the troll. They are going to go for GH again. Throw so many disables at him, so much nuke damage. Yes, they've killed the forward position, but they have nothing left in the tank to really go for Miracle here, as he's just going to be able to waveform out pretty easily. And Keen are now sitting on a dragon form and wondering what else are they going to be able to get for this. They do manage to blink forward, and the Lincolns wasn't up in time. Miracle still has the Aegis, though. He's going to turn into the Abaddon, actually pop the Aphotic Shield, turn around and kill the Abaddon himself. Now, with a Primal Roar onto mind control, they'll be able to take out that puck, but not before Miracle finishes off Kaka and gives him his 10th death of this game. Kuro gets run underneath the Roshan pit, but now there's no retreat for Yi. He's going to have to blink himself out of here. Old 11 tries to go for the TP away, but it's canceled very quickly by Miracle, who's yet to lose his Aegis. Still another minute and a half for that one. That's a 3-for-4 exchange to the favor of Liquid, and to the favor especially of Miracle, who continues to get kill after kill.
Yeah, he just continues to pass higher and higher. Is the supports can't play Dota anymore. Like Kaka and Dark, there's like nothing for them to do. You're not fighting against the Radiance Bear. Everything pops your ulti at this point. The morph kills you from such a high range of HP. And this all comes down to the fact that like Kaka's rotations, I feel like this game were really rough. He goes bottom, dies, then he goes bottom again. He runs in after his teammates barely survive, feeds away that death, goes top, immediately dies, walks top again, dies, and all of a sudden he's 0-4-1.
Yeah.
He's hasn't really made anything happen. He dies another 2 times on top of that. Load it up, JJ. Tell us the SAP stats. There we go.
10 deaths by 25 minutes. The most at this event so far, with Liquid now holding a 15,000 net worth lead, 23-11. It's looking like they want to close up this game, go for the second lane of Rax. They still have, well, that Aegis, I think it's actually expired now for Miracle.
I love that like JJ's doing that, because it's literally like the 3rd game in the tournament. Of course Kaka is the most death.
And if it was the most amount of deaths by 25 minutes, it's also the most amount of deaths by 26.
I love cherry pick stats. I loved, you know, like when it's really specific.
Yeah.
I love it. On this day, was it like May 5th or something? May 4th? Kaka's got the most deaths playing Shadow Shaman before 12 p.m. or something. highest amount of building damage in 26 minutes on any hero this event. Thank you, SAP stats. Any hero this event.
And that's the thing. Oh, the Primal Roar onto the Nixon assassin, but he got off the Spike Carapace. That's all important. They are going to change some stuns to make sure he can't get anything off. He's going to be gone. And Mind Control almost dead as well, but he does manage to get off his phase shift and jumps away to his sword. So he's going to be okay with the Beast Grip on the Dragonite. Where's the Aphotic Shield? He's actually silenced up right now. The Abaddon can't save this DK. He's going to gone. Miracle now moves forward, goes for Old Chicken as well. Dark trying to keep his carry alive, but their mid is gone, and they've had to buy back on Kaka to make sure that Liquid didn't just run over the rest of Keen inside of their own base.
And there's going to be a Shiva's coming out on this Lone Druid too. If you thought they weren't farmed enough, they've got another set of items filtering in as...
Kaka, oh, he doesn't go for Kaka. He goes for Old Chicken.
He wasn't chosen. Oh, God bless Kaka.
Kaka just saw his life flash before his eyes, but it was Old Chicken who died instead. They're going to give him the Aphotic Shield. Kaka gets away, but 2 seconds until the Aphotic Shield is back up.
He keeps Ether shocking, but it's scaring me.
Yeah, that Ether Blade is ready to go. Miracle.
Don't do it.
Kaka, be careful.
Run.
Miracle wants you.
If he wants you, dude, you're dead.
Yeah.
It was a 50-50. They're just gonna straight up call it.
All right, that's it. They're not even gonna wait for the next team fight. They know.
Oh, the one last kill.
One last ride, JJ. One last ride. Well, there it is, Blitz. You said you wanted to see a dominant victory for Team Liquid in this game 2 to prove that they are still a tier 1 team.
I didn't need just a win. I needed a dominant win. And that is exactly what I was given. I didn't want some kind of scrappy, oh, well, Liquid showed a lot of heart. I needed classic vintage Liquid, roll somebody over. It's been a while since I've seen them just like stomp somebody. And Keen, in my opinion,